Welcome back to my channel. It feels like it's been a minute since I recorded. My last video was like 2 weeks ago, but that's neither here nor there. I am back. We are back. Joe's back. So many of you have requested, especially my family has requested for Joe to come back. So he is here. We just want to share, our story, our updates with you guys. So it just was better if we just both.
And who am I to deny a humble request? For I am here.
He's here. So, in our last video, first off, we just want to thank you guys for all the love, all the support. I have to do that every time because it just truly means a lot to us.
Absolutely. We thank you for the prayers and for the concerns and the nice comments when we announce something good has happened. We just want to thank everybody for that.
Yes. So thank you. So we just want to, again, share updates because it seems like every week, with this journey, there's something new, especially after we just completed with our IVF stems and the egg retrieval. So I think at our last video, we just kind of left off with, that we had lost one embryo and the other one was frozen, and it was, we were just basically waiting on the results of the PGS testing, which is pre-implantation genetic screening. That's what that stands for. So our embryo was, tested and everything. So we were, like I said, we were waiting on the results of that. And last Wednesday, I actually, so let me rewind a little bit. So, so we're waiting on the results of that. And probably it was actually the night before. So it was like last week, Tuesday. So it was a Tuesday night, sleep, obviously. And I had a dream that my nurse called and told me that our embryo was normal and also that it was a boy. So I woke up, I told Joe, I was excited, this was a dream, and typically my dreams, they come true. They have some type of meaning. That's just one of the many ways, and probably the most powerful way that God speaks to me is through my dreams. So I woke up the next morning, told Joe, and he was confident. He was like, I already know, we already know that the embryo is going to be normal. We already know. So that was that Tuesday night, and then Wednesday morning I woke up and shared with him about the dream. So that morning I went to therapy. Side note, please go to therapy if you're going through IVF. It is very, very, very important and very helpful. So that's my quick little commercial break. But so I was getting ready to go into therapy. I was in the lobby waiting on my therapist and got a call from my doctor's office, and I looked at my phone, saw the you getting sleepy? You yawning on me?
I had a long day. Long day.
I just see
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
You cut out
it's adulthood.
I'm not getting any younger.
Oh man.
Birthday's next month though.
Ooh.
Yeah. We're gonna turn down. We're gonna pull the covers over our heads and go to sleep early. I'm turning down. I don't know about y'all, but I'm done turning up for this life, okay? We're gonna drink nice juice. We're gonna celebrate adulting, which is plenty of rest.
Mm-hmm.
Turn down for what?
I guess. So I was in the lobby of my therapist's office and got a call from my doctor's office. I was so nervous to answer the phone, my hands were shaking. So I answered, and my nurse was like, hey, Sherelle. I was like, hey. She was like, happy Wednesday. So in my head, I'm like, get to it, please. But just the tone in her voice, I couldn't read the tone, but then she was like, you want to hear some good news? So I was just like, yes, bring on the good news. I was like, I need some good news. So she was like, your embryo is perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. I lost it. I was thanking Jesus. I was praising Jesus. I lost it on the phone with her. She had at least 2 minutes of me praising God. We were praising God together. So that was like, oh my gosh, so much relief. And not even that I was stressing about it, but it was just, we were just waiting. And it was like, okay, come on. Like, give me some good news, especially after we, lost one embryo. We were just like, okay, like let's get this show on the road. Like, we need to hear the results. So
God told me that everything is going to be fine.
Yeah.
So I'm not concerned or worried about this process at all anymore.
Yeah. So I called Joe, and he was like so excited. He was like, I knew it. Like, we knew it, but it was like at the same time, like, I just need to hear it. Or at least for me, that's how I was. But
can't help but be nervous.
And
in second guess, you're used to having so many bad things happen or disappointments, and it's just our human nature to expect the worst. And we're told that, growing up, you expect the worst, and you're always looking for the bad and not ever expecting good things to happen. Well, I'm done with that part of my life, just always expecting bad and negativity. I want to trust that God has our best in mind. And that doesn't always mean putting us through some kind of gauntlet because there's a greener side coming or the light at the end of the tunnel. I want there to be light in the tunnel. And I want to feel that I can trust God is going to give us good news occasionally. So
that's good. And that was also like kind of what our pastor was saying. It was like we tend to put faith in negative things. Like, we're always, like you said, expecting that something's going to happen. Like, why is our faith always in something negative happening rather than the positive? Like, we put more faith in bad things happening than we do in good things. So that so we were just excited to hear that. Called Joe. It was just the timing of it was perfect because I was just kind of feeling a little overwhelmed with my job. I just started a new position at my job. So I'm at the same place, but just started a new position. So just kind of in that growing and learning stage. And I'm the type that I want to know everything right now. So so I was just kind of dealing with that. So the news and the timing was perfect. So my nurse was like, we also have, the sex or the gender, whatever you want to call it, of your embryo. And, I can email it to you, I can send it to you, or we don't have to. So I was like, yes, send it. So we kind of already had decided like we weren't going to do like a gender reveal or anything. I mean, our journey has just been very unconventional anyway. So we were just like, we weren't really pressed to do a gender reveal. We kind of decided that we wanted to know, since we were paying for the testing, like, and we can know now, like, we were just both in agreement to kind of
absolutely
find out.
I don't have the patience.
Yeah, that was another thing. Like,
to wait. I just want to know right now so I can start preparing.
Yeah. That was another thing. And we just, at least for me, like, I was thinking, if we know, then our prayers can be specific for whatever our child is, I
don't have the patience. All the other reasons are valid, but I don't have the patience to wait. I want to know now.
Yeah, especially if we have the opportunity.
Correct.
It just made more sense for us.
Delivery.
Yes. So we did not find out like that day. We just wanted to sit in the blessing that our embryo was perfectly normal. So that was, like I said, it was a Wednesday. So we just spent the rest of the week just enjoying and sitting in that moment. And then we were also just kind of trying to decide. It was like getting ready to be Valentine's Day. We knew that we were going out to dinner. So we were thinking like, well, maybe we can, open up the results over dinner.
Wait a second. Dinner was delicious.
We'll get there.
Oh, we'll get there? Okay.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I just wanted to interject because you mentioned dinner. It was the bomb. But we'll get there.
We'll get there. So I told our close family and friends, my parents, Joe's parents, my sister, his sister. So we just told them, the good news about our embryo. I'm gonna keep just saying it, perfectly normal. So we shared the results with them,
Perfectly.
and then those are her words, perfectly normal. So that's a blessing.
Better than perfect. Those are my words.
That is a blessing. And the doctor always stressed, quality over quantity. Like I mentioned before, a lot of times people get a lot of eggs, 15 to 26 is the average. And, it just doesn't really matter how many you get. It just matters how many good ones you get. And it only takes one. And that's what we were blessed with. So we shared the news with our family, close friends. And then my sister was like, well, how are you guys gonna, reveal? Like, how are you guys gonna find out? So I was like, we'll probably find out over dinner. So she was like, well, let me do something special for you. So I shared with her. Sorry, Mom. I shared it with her.
Sorry, Mom.
Because she wanted to know, and she wanted to do something special for us, which I thought was very, very, very sweet. So I sent the email to my sister, and I was just like, just send me an emoji like when you get it. Like, it's just a random emoji. It doesn't have to be it shouldn't be anything related to the gender, but just send me an emoji when you get it. Like, that shows your response or your reaction to it. So she sent me an emoji, and I was just giggling because it was just exciting. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
What was the emoji?
It was the emoji with the star eyes.
There's no hint.
Yeah, there's no hint there. So I was just like, just excited because it's like, we've waited for a long time for this moment, and we just like to.
Years.
Yeah, years.
We've been married for 6 years. 6 whole years.
Yeah.
And we've been purposely trying to have children for at least 3.
4, really.
4, really.
Yeah.
4. 1, 2, 3. 4.
Yeah, so it's been 4 years.
It's a lot of time. So, we're soaking this in, and we're very excited.
And celebrating every little step, like making a big deal out of
Bobby
it.
Brown.
Every little step. So I shared it with my sister, Shelby. And so what she decided to do was create some type of card, something cute, and send it to the restaurant where we would be. I didn't know the restaurant, so she had to contact Joe to get that information and send that to them so they can have it ready for us when we got there.
It's a local place, so if you're watching this out of state, I'm sorry you're missing out on a great place, but we went to Bravo.
They may have that other places because they have it in Michigan.
Oh, Italian. Italian is very tasty. We had pastas, because we're not eating meat. We do try to avoid dairy,
vegan,
but sometimes you can't help it.
I am dairy free, and I don't even like to say vegan because vegan is like no leather, no honey, like it's real strict. So I would just say I'm plant-based.
I got leather and honey on deck.
I got a couple
everywhere.
Bags.
Yo, what's up, man? What's up, bud?
Hi, buddy. Hi, Cairo.
What can I do for you?
It's like, what is this setup? What are you guys doing? So we had to let Cairo back out. So we got to our restaurant and we got to Bravo, and we were greeted by the manager, who was so super excited to hand us our envelope. So she put it down on our table. She introduced herself. She just said she was just so excited, and she just couldn't wait. So so we are getting ready to insert the clip of the gender reveal, if you will. Oh gosh. Okay. So inserting clip now.
For gender reveal.
That's crazy.
I knew it! Having a baby girl.
Yay! Congratulations!
So as you can see, our embryo is a girl. I can't believe it. I am still in shock. Mainly because, you know, like I told you before, the dream that I had.
Which wasn't the first one.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
I've had 2 dreams about us having a boy. And when we initially got 2 embryos, I was like, oh, this is perfect. Our boy, and we also wanted a girl. Like, we wanted at least 2 children. Mm-hmm. So we're like, oh, perfect. The boy and the girl. Mm-hmm. And then we lost one. So I was thinking, okay, this is the boy. Like, that's it. And then I also just kind of started in my head to just kind of accept, like, maybe this is going to be the only child we'll be able to have. You know, because with me having low ovarian reserve, so not many more eggs, I was like, probably don't have many more eggs left, or at least many more good eggs. So maybe this is going to be it for us. And maybe this is the boy, you know, that God showed me in our dream. But Joe here said, tell me what God told you. Because God told us 2 different things.
I just always had a feeling that I was going to have a daughter, and a daughter first. And maybe that's God's way of telling me, you know, that feeling. So even when she was saying she was having these dreams that we were going to have a son, I just said, I don't. What if it's a girl, Sherelle? You know,
or what if it's a girl first? Is what you said.
Yeah. What if it's a girl first? You know, I don't know. I just always felt that way, that maybe we're gonna have a daughter first. So, you know, I guess when we did the reveal, I wasn't as shocked.
Yeah, I was completely, as you can see from that video, I was completely shocked. And the biggest, it wasn't even just shock, but it was also like excitement, because to me, it was like, God's not done. Mm-hmm. You know, because like I said, I was just, you know, in my human nature was thinking,
I knew it.
And then Cairo,
he wants to be a part of the party, apparently.
And see, we normally have a blanket, but we took it down because of the video. So yeah, here he is, hair flying and all. The joys of having a husky.
Hey, man.
Cairo's like, I'm part of this family too.
Look at the camera, buddy.
Look, Cairo. Say hi, guys. So Cairo's like, hey, I'm part of this family too. I need to be in this video. Cairo, okay, buddy. Okay. So yeah, it just to me was like God's way. It was a sweet, very, very sweet and beautiful surprise, and God saying that he's not done. You know, like I said, I just already started to think like this was it for us. Like maybe we're not going to have any more kids, or maybe we won't be able to produce anymore, or maybe I won't be able to produce any more good quality eggs. Mm-hmm. But my husband here reminded me that, what'd you say? Do you remember what you said to me? You said you can't put limits on God. That is
what I said.
You said you cannot put limits on God. Mm-hmm. Like whatever it is that we see, or our understanding, or what things look like or appear to the human eye, is not how God sees the situation. Mm-hmm. Like God giving me that dream, what I had to realize is God giving me that dream was just a little snippet of this grand blessing, this grand miracle that he has for us. And just because he showed me that little bit doesn't mean that that's all that he has for us. Right. Like what he showed me is this, and what he has for us is so much greater. Mm-hmm. So that I had to kind of realize that and accept that, like, you were already starting to accept something based on what you can see. Like, that's why it says faith, or leaning not on your own understanding. Like, that's what I had started to kind of do, is to, well, you know, this might be it for us. You know, I already started to count out what God could do, and
which is anything.
Yeah.
Because God's power
can do
has no limits.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to have the faith of a mustard seed.
Yeah.
And that he can do all things, and not just sing it in a song. We have to really live and believe that.
Yeah.
That his power is not limited by what we feel can be done in our situation.
Right. And that, you know, regardless of your situation, regardless of how it looks, like God still has the final say, you know. And for us, like, even in our, like I said, with the whole average, the 15 to 26, like, God's like, I created that average. Like, I created the people who created that average. So I can do a lot with whatever little you feel like you have. And in God's hands, a little to us is a lot. So,
or he can just all of a sudden, you have a lot of eggs or something. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know what he has planned, but I've seen God do things in our relationship and our lives that, you know, the average person, including ourselves, would be like, how? How is that possible?
Yeah.
But our God is not limited by what we can see or feel.
Yeah. And I think he's just removing all control, all possible, you know, human doings. You know what I mean? Like, just, at least for me, you know, I just feel like he's removing just all of that control and just really getting me to a place where my thinking is not my own. Like, I'm not leaning on my own understanding, basically, and that I'm just truly trusting in him and believing in him. Yeah, and he's directing our ways, or directing our path.
Absolutely.
You know, yeah, I'm just floored, honestly. I'm still in shock. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, it's just a really, really good feeling to, you know, just feel like the blessings of God and just to really be in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to see or it's one thing to hear about, you know, how God has blessed someone, or to read about it, but to actually be in it and to feel his power, like to feel the blessings, to feel the prayers working, to feel his peace and to feel joy, like to actually feel those things. It's indescribable. It's indescribable.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. It's, you know, I can't really even put it into words, just how it feels. And I mean, the fact that we're having a girl, it just means God's not done. So that also is like, okay, what's coming? Like, what's next? You know, so just to be able to sit in that is just also a blessing, you know, that God actually showed both of us, or he revealed to both of us, our children. So that that's a blessing in itself. And that's just the power, the goodness of God. And, you know, I just want to encourage anybody, like, just don't limit God. Don't put God in a box. Don't put, you know, parameters around God, because you'll be thinking one thing and he'll do something totally different. Like, that's why, you know, his word, it says his thoughts are not our thoughts. Like, we think like down here, like small and little, and his thoughts are so much greater and so much bigger and better than ours. Like, he can do exceedingly and abundantly, and we are witnessing that. So the next step is transfer. So that Wednesday, found out that our embryo is healthy. I went in on Friday for a saline ultrasound, which is basically, you know, to check the uterus, to see what it's looking like, and to see if it's ready for transfer, or at least prep to transfer. So prior to...
What day is that?
That was that Friday.
Oh, yeah, it's already happened.
Yes, that was that Friday when I went for that ultrasound. So prior to my surgery last year, the laparoscopic and the hysteroscopic procedures, I had a fibroid. I think I may have had more than one small, I don't remember how many, but with that surgery, they were all cleared out except for one, because one was like, the way he described it, it was like the surface, it was like 20% of it was on the surface, and like the other 80% was like in the uterine wall. Sometimes those things can go away on their own. Sometimes they do not. And in my case, mine did not. But also it did not grow. So that's a good thing. So the doctor did see that in my ultrasound, and he's like, unfortunately, I would like to, well, not really unfortunately, but he's like, we're going to have to push back your transfer day. We were originally going to transfer on March 17th, which I was a little nervous about that date anyway, but I'll explain that in a second. Mm-hmm. So initially we were going to transfer March 17th, but because of the fibroid, he's like, I want your uterus, your womb to be as healthy as possible for your precious embryo. He's like, I would like to go in again, but just this time just through the hysteroscopy procedure to get the fibroid and just make sure everything is good, before transfer. So he's like, sorry to disappoint you, to push it back. I was like, actually, this is a blessing. I'm so glad that we have a very thorough doctor, a doctor who cares, who's like, I'm not just gonna put the embryo in there, and you got this fibroid going on.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's like, let's do this, small, simple procedure. It's not going to be as extensive as the procedures I had last year. And recovery time is not even, it's 24 hours, if that. So it's not even long like that. So the fact that he wants to do that is it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have a doctor who cares and who's thorough. And yeah, so that was that. So my hysteroscopy is scheduled for March 12th. So I have that coming up. Mm-hmm. And then after that, they like to allow the uterus to kind of recover and rest for like a month. So if things, go well, which we are claiming that they will, then most likely in April, we may be looking at an April transfer. But again, we won't know until after the hysteroscopy. Mm-hmm. So
maybe it'll be sooner. We don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
There was 0 recovery time. What happened? God happened.
So that's the next step for us. We're super excited. Again, like, we're on God's timeline. So I'm over my own timelines and my own plans. Like, I threw that out the window a long time ago. Mm-hmm. We're on God's timeline. And we're trusting in his timeline.
And we're taking everything one day at a time.
We are.
Today, we are getting prepared to start the process to allow the baby to grow. Today we're expecting parents.
Yeah.
We are having a baby girl today. And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
Yep.
That's all I get through today.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
So that's the next step. Like I was saying, I was initially, when they gave me the March 17th transfer day, I was a little nervous because that following week, like literally a few days later, my organization has a huge child abuse conference. And it's at our civic center, our local civic center here. And I mean, it's a busy time. It is a busy time. It's a lot going on. So I was just a little nervous, like, okay, Lord, like, that's right before symposium, we moving boxes, we picking up stuff, we're walking, through our civic, like, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
So I was like, okay, Lord, like, if you think, if this is what you want me to do, then okay, cool. I won't be nervous.
Yeah. But
I'm nervous. So the fact that the date is pushed back, just also was a relief for me, because I'm like, you're just supposed to be relaxed. Oh, you good? You tearing up, or you just sneezing?
I'm tired.
So, so you're just supposed to be relaxed after transfer. So I'm just thankful that, again, it's God's timing.
God, a plan.
God knows what he's doing.
We're just living in what he's already laid out for us.
We're just excited the fact that we have a healthy embryo.
Yeah.
And it's a girl.
That's
exciting. So we're excited to share our updates with you guys, our news. So we will keep you posted. on what's going on, take you as much to the hysteroscopy. I mean, we can't show the procedure, obviously, but at least we'll be able to kind of let you guys know when that's happening and the results of that. And just keep you updated on this journey. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We just appreciate it.
Look, if you want to see more of me, hopefully a little more awake, just let her know. Leave some comments, down below, and I will be back as many times as you request me.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
So yes. I think that is it that we wanted to share. Anything else you could think of? Are we missing anything?
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Is that the thing? Are we doing that?
I think we are. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
I don't know any of those new dances. Are we still Harlem Shaking? Because that's what I'll do.
So, yeah.
I'll Harlem Shake if you subscribe us.
You don't have to.
Oh, if it's what the people want, I will give the people what they want. Do you want to see it? Look.
He can dance though, so yeah. I will not hold that from you.
I used to get down.
He can dance, but we won't do that.
Unless you request it. Look, don't deny the people the goodness.
Oh man, all right, so we're gonna end it there.
All right.
Thanks guys for watching. We will see you in the next video. And we are out.
Peace.
Bye.